I have one question for you. Do your statements stand out enough that while your patients flip through their endless piles of mail, they'll get noticed? Obviously, you want them to notice your statement so that they'll pay you. But if you don't take the design of your statement seriously, they won't. There are literally thousands of ways to design statements. So if you don't have a design background, it's hard to figure out where to start without any examples to go off of. Hi everyone, I'm Matt Moneypenny, and today we're going to look at and break down 5 patient-friendly billing statement examples. Before we get started, make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking the button below. Also, while you're down there, hit that alert bell icon so that when we post new helpful content, you get notified. Here's our first example. This statement effectively uses different elements to make it appealing and easy to read, but the big takeaway here is how it uses whitespace. Let's go over how its use of whitespace is effective. This statement includes a lot of information, but it doesn't seem like an overwhelming amount, and it doesn't seem too crowded. This is because there's a good balance of space that guides the eye through the statement to its different sections. It uses physical shapes like the dark green box for the total amount and the light green box to prompt online payment. But the space also separates information as if there's an invisible shape around it. The designer could have made the text bigger and rearranged the information differently so that it filled the page, but instead they used white space to make the statement easier to read. Let's take a look at our second example. This statement uses colored shapes to achieve a patient-friendly design. The colors reiterate brand awareness so the patient can recognize who the bill is from quickly and without any confusion. The green shapes also emphasize important information by grabbing their attention. The shapes separate the sections so that information doesn't blend with unrelated details. For example, without the colored shapes, the aging buckets would blend into the description table. This would make it confusing to follow these details. Our third example is one of our favorites. This statement breaks information down into a visual hierarchy which orders elements based on their importance. Patients want to easily identify what their total is and what they were charged for. The visual hierarchy makes it easy to find. The largest element here is the table in the center. Not only does it draw attention because of its size, but it also uses the most color. That way, patients know it's the most important section to look at. It includes the list of charges and the services they correlate to. After seeing the table, patients then notice the next important detail, which is the amount due right below. This is because it's close to the main element on the page and because the blue emphasizes it. Next, the patients will want to know how to pay. Shape, size, and color emphasize the credit card box as the next most important section. Patients might still have questions about payment, or they might want to pay with a check. This is why checks payable to and billing questions text is in blue. The patients don't need to look very hard to find these details. Repetition also helps reiterate important details. Our fourth example uses repetition of shape, logo, color, and information. Similar round-edged rectangles in each section keeps the statement consistent. If there was too much contrast, we wouldn't know what information to focus on. Our eyes would bounce all over the page. But since all elements here use a similar shape, we don't get confused. Repeating the logo as a watermark in the center makes it obvious who the statement is from, while adding a nice professional touch. Consistent colors continue the company branding. They effectively highlight the most important sections as well. These important details also repeat throughout the statement. The total charge, account number, and payment date repeat multiple times, even within different sections. This ensures that patients don't miss any of the necessary details that they need to know. Our final example uses a visual aid to make it more patient-friendly. The visual representation of the charges with a description explains the breakdown of the total charge. Reading the list of charges and services can get confusing for some patients. This could lead to unnecessary phone calls to your practice, asking for an explanation. But you don't want to handhold all of your patients by having to explain their charges every time they have services rendered. If there's information that might not make sense to your patient demographic, try using a visual aid. This way, patients can comprehend it on their own without getting confused and calling your office. After seeing these examples, you should have a better idea of how to enhance your statement designs. Take a look at some statements that you received for inspiration. If you want, take screenshots of our examples throughout this video or view our link within the description. If you notice areas that are confusing, consider ways to improve these and apply the strategies to your own designs. If you'd like to learn more information about patient-friendly statement designs, reach out to Etactics. And you already made it this far into the video, so you might as well like it, share it, and comment below.